Hi, my name is Rob Morier, and I'm a professor at Drexel University. I am also the host of the Dakota Live podcast. But before I teach or go into the studio, this is where my day begins.
4:16 in the morning. It's really early.
Typically, it's warming up on an ergometer to make sure that I'm not going to on the river, which is where I'm heading to now. I go into the boathouse at Bachelor's Barge, and I get to pick out one of these incredible boats where I go out onto the Schuylkill River and get to take in the experience of being in the city, on the river, with other rowers, and I just absolutely love it. Once I'm cleaned up and ready to go, I hop on my bike and head to Dakota Studios. This is where I host the podcast, the Dakota Live podcast. It's not really live, but it's about as close to live as you can get. It's an incredible feeling. I get the butterflies every time I go through this studio entrance, look at this incredible space, work with these wonderful people, and sit at this desk to interview guests. I'm happy. My guest today is Frank Valli. He's from Marquette Associates. I always like to make sure that I have everything in place for our guests when they come into town, particularly for those folks who are traveling distances. I usually get them a gift. This is a book I bought him, which I hope he likes. Once it all comes together, we sit down at the desk and we start our conversation. One of the best choices I ever made was leaving the financial services industry a few years back to start teaching at Drexel University and hosting this podcast. It's one of the best choices I've ever made. It was a great leap, and I don't regret a minute of it. I hope you take that leap as well. Follow along at the Dakota Live podcast at dakota.com.